And there we have it. That is the brand new content coming for Warhammer Vermintide 2, and it is PvP. This is something that I think is really, really going to change the game. The game itself is probably one of the best Warhammer games we actually have out on the market. I'm going to completely hold my hands up. I don't play it as much as I should have because it's more or less fantasy and I'm more or less a 40k fanboy. But when I do play it, it's one of these Warhammer games where I can play for hours and actually enjoy the content I'm playing, because it is so well built, and the levels, the atmosphere it creates, the loot you can get, it really is a perfect Warhammer game. So I think the PvP is an absolute cracking addition added to this game. I think these type of games, and when I say these type of games, this game is very similar to Space Hulk Deathwing. Of course, Vermintide, I think, is more advanced in a lot of areas than Space Hulk Deathwing. I really wish Space Hulk Deathwing actually used the Vermintide game as a foundation to build its game, because it has so much more content and it has so much replayability rather than Deathwing. So yes, it's a bit of a shame at the end of the day, but what can you do? Now, the PvP mode, I definitely think that this is going to be a game changer, because one of the things that you get used to in these type of games is the hordes, where the hordes come from, how to defeat the hordes. There's always going a sense of going against a computer that you can easily outsmart a computer, because a computer has certain set actions that it does, because at the end of the day it's an AI. Whereas you go against a player is the greatest hunt you will ever go against, because it has a mind of basically you. It can outsmart you just as you can outsmart it. So I think it's really going to be having some really, really fun battles, depending on what you can play. I know in the trailer we saw some of the elite characters and all that kind of stuff, but I'm hoping that, maybe like rat ogres and, some of the big tier bosses that you actually see in the Vermintide 2, maybe they can be manned by the players as well, because that would make like boss fights and all that kind of stuff absolutely hardcore to play. Now, I don't know if this is going to apply to the new Beastmen content as well, because that's coming. Vermintide are adding so much stuff in. Really, they are. Like, again, I'm going to compare it to Deathwing. If we compare it to Deathwing, we've just had like a map. They've just now added the Twitch interaction feature, which Vermintide had anyway. So if you compare the game to like people like Deathwing, which is the same base game but set in 40k, they're really playing catch up with these guys at the moment. So props to the developers. They are putting the content out there. They are adding like new races to fight against, like the Beastmen and stuff like that. My only hope, fingers crossed, and I know this will probably never happen, is that I would personally like a new hero added to the game. And if it is a new hero, I would love like a Bretonnian Questing Knight, just because I'm a huge fanboy when it comes to Bretonians and all that kind of Lady in the Lake stuff. But I don't think they'll really change that, because it may mess the story up in some kind of way, since all the set characters have different interweaving story arcs now. Like if you've been playing them from the start and all that kind of stuff. So I don't really see that happening. But if they were to like take that next stage, it'd be amazing to see new characters like Bretonnian Knights, maybe different kind of like magic users, like a high elf magic user. That'd be really, really interesting. So since those guys are like the most badass when it comes to like using magic and stuff like that, I don't know. It'd just be really, really fun to see different characters and different abilities in the game. I think the trailer's definitely inspired me to start playing it more. I think I'm going to start streaming it a lot more now. Again, with that Twitch interaction that is a part of the game, that is probably one of the funniest things ever, because you basically decide what kind of loot we get, what kind of monsters we get and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely pumped me up. I think it was a really, really good trailer. And of course, when the 4 vs 4 PvP's added, that's going to make it so much more interesting. I'm wondering if you can have the PvP plus the Twitch interaction for both sides. So, for example, if you're playing the so-called baddies, the Skaven, can you have the Twitch interaction where the chat can buff you to go against the good guys, let's say? I'm not too sure. It'd be absolutely wild, but then again, that might be a bit OP and stuff like that. So, but we never know. I'm sure we'll see very, very soon and get more information on this. This was just released at E3, where they basically tease all this kind of stuff. So yeah, we'll see very, very soon. Right, that is me done for another video. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you want any more information, then I've included the links in the description down below. Thank you once again. See you now. Have a great day, and bye-bye.